Hey everyone, so today we are going to do the video comparison between the Pixel 9 Pro Fold and the Pixel 9 XL. So we're going to compare the video quality of these two phones. So let's hop into Final Cut. Alright, we are in Final Cut Pro here, and let's start with our first pair of clips. So I think immediately I can see that the leaves on the right image is very mushy. There's not much detail in those leaves, whereas the image on the left looks quite a bit better, even without zooming in. So let's take a look at which phone shot what. So we have the XL on the left, the Pixel 9 Pro XL, and then the Fold on the right. So yeah, we can tell straight away that the XL is quite a bit better than the Fold. If we do crop in 300%, the differences become more apparent. As I mentioned before, these leaves are a mushy mess, whereas on the XL, you do get that detail. The leaves actually look like leaves. So yeah, straight up, we can see that the main sensor on the XL is quite a bit better than the main sensor at 4K 30 on the Fold. So let's go on to our next clip here. So I believe this is shot on the ultra wide. Similarly, I can tell that the detail on the right image is not as good as the details on the left image. So again, we have the XL on the left. This is ultra wide, 4K 30, and then we have the Fold on the right side. If we do crop in, the differences are very apparent. So those trees there's just no detail at all, whereas in the XL image, you can see that there is some detail in those leaves there. So yeah, definitely XL seems to be better for both the main and the ultra wide at 4K 30 frames per second. So let's hop into a next comparison here. So this is the telephoto. So in this image, or in this pair of clips, the differences aren't as apparent because this is shot in vertical format. So it's actually a scaled down or a zoomed out version of the video. So that's why they both look okay. So if we see which phone shot what, again, XL on the left and then the Fold on the right, 4K at 30 frames per second. If we do zoom in or we do crop in, the differences start to show. So there's a bit more detail on the image on the left, which is the Pixel 9 Pro XL, and then on the right, the image is a little bit softer. In the bright areas, you can see that there is a lack of detail here. So it seems to be that the dynamic range on the telephoto, at least, seems to be slightly less than that of the XL. The differences between the phones for the telephoto is much less. The ultra wide and the main seemed like there was a much larger difference. So next we have a stabilization test. So here I have both phones and I'm just running backwards, filming the child here. And I think immediately I could tell that the image on the left is a tad bit softer. I don't know if it missed focus or not, but initially it looked like it was slightly blurrier than the one on the right. So we have the XL on the left and then the Fold on the right. In terms of stabilization, they both look pretty good. But in this clip here, you see that it jumps a little bit. So the image on the left jumps a little bit, and that's the 9 Pro XL. So let's put that again. You see it just jumps there. So I don't know why that happened. It looks like the Fold didn't jump. So if that means anything, maybe the stabilization is a tiny bit better on the Fold, but the overall image quality, I would say that the XL is the better of the two. So let's move on to a 60 frames per second video. So this is shot in 4K, 60 frames per second, and I'm playing it back at 30 frames on this timeline. So this video is in 30 FPS, and again, they look very, very similar. At this vertical video rate where everything is kind of scaled down, they both look pretty good. So here we have the XL showing some weirdness in the stabilization. So the frame jumps a little bit there. So let me play that again. So the child jumps, and then here, the frame kind of shifts on the left image. So this is the Pixel 9 Pro XL on the left. So something is not quite right with the Pixel 9 Pro XL's stabilization. Maybe it's using a different algorithm. I'm not sure, but yeah, it seems like the 9 Pro Fold is a hair better in terms of stabilization. All right, so let's move on to our final comparison here. So this is a night video, and I think immediately you can see that the left image is quite a bit better than the image on the right. Immediately you can see those leaves. Again, this is all mushy, whereas these leaves on the left here, you can see a lot more detail. They're both quite noisy, I would say, but the bottom of this tunnel, you lose all the detail. It's like a mushy mess, like whatever, maybe the denoising algorithm or something has gone too hard here, whereas the left image, you can see some of the detail on the bottom of the tunnel there. So yeah, I think we can say almost definitively that the 9 Pro XL is doing video quite a bit better than the 9 Pro Fold. Alright, so in conclusion, I think the Pixel 9 Pro XL still shoots better video. You can see the details in those leaves. It's definitely more detail there on the XL. The Pro Fold is good, but it's definitely not quite the same level as the 9XL. So if you are looking for absolute video quality and you're looking between a Pixel phone, then the Pixel 9 Pro XL is the one to get. Especially in low light, this thing is much better than the 9 Pro Fold. The one area where the 9 Fold seemed to do a bit better than the 9XL was in the stabilization, but it's such a small thing, it may have just been a random glitch on the 9XL, so I wouldn't even read into that too much. Definitely if you want video quality, the 9 Pro XL is the way to go between these two phones. Anyway, I hope this is useful, and thanks for watching!